So here we are doing gnocchis at the light. Today is Wednesday, so every Wednesday we do a social menu, social y popular. Social because everybody's invited, popular because it's very affordable, it's £5. And we eat all together, we gossip a bit, and then we dance. Okay, so every Wednesday, 9 o'clock at the light temple. So what we're doing today? We're doing gnocchi. Gnocchi, you have different types of gnocchi. Okay, you have gnocchi from Italy, and can be done with semola and flour, or only semola. You can have big gnocchis this size. You can have gnocchis in the oven. You can even have fried gnocchis. So all type of gnocchis. The one we're doing now is the gnocchi with an ñ, okay? Ñ, because in Spanish we have an ñ. That's this letter here. Okay, so it's that whenever in Italian we have the G N gno, we change it for ñ, gnocchi. Okay, so it's Argentinian gnocchi. Why? Well, first of all, because you know how are the Italians about the food, they're very fussy, so if we say that it's Italian gnocchi, probably we're going to have some trouble. But my grandmother, great-grandmother, was Italian, so I can talk a little bit about it. And it's Argentinian because we inherit a lot of recipes from Italy. You know, 70% of the Argentinians are descended from Italians. Okay, so how we do the perfect gnocchi? The first gnocchi is, my gnocchi, our gnocchi is potato and flour, that's it. The one that you find in the supermarket is kind of a processed gnocchi, and you can imagine that it's outside the fridge and lasts 1 year. So I don't know how they do it, but probably they dry the potato, they put a lot of things inside, and then you have this rubbery thing. The gnocchi that we're gonna eat today is very soft, because what we're gonna do is, we did this, I boiled the potatoes with the skin, and once was like in a good, very well cooked, I took it out, I wait a little bit to don't burn my fingers, and I peel the skin off, because the skin have all the proteins and also the taste that I like it. And then I make the puree. I like this puree maker that is very popular in Brazil, but it's in another places. This one is actually kind of handmade, because they do it very cheaply in Brazil. And then I take the puree when it was warm, and I incorporated the flour that the puree needed. So I just put a bit of salt, the potato and the puree, potato puree and flour. So if you do it when the potato puree is a bit hot, you gain two things. One is the flour integrates a bit better within the gnocchi, within the pastry. And the other one is that doesn't get as much flour. Okay? Because if you wait until it's cold and you start to put flour and flour and flour and flour, then become more flour than potato, and you don't want that, because you want to be kind of soft, you know. More potato it has is better. And the consistent is this consistency. It's not like puree, it's a bit hard, but enough to be able to kind of roll it and pass it through the fork. Okay? So I'm going to show you how actually we do the forking thing. So you do little rolls, and once you have the roll, you just cut it. If you are in a hurry, okay, if you are in a hurry, you leave it like this. Actually, in Italy, most of the places where it's homemade, it's just like this. But I like to do a little detail that is just taking, and always with a little flour all around, no? So you just take it and you just pass it through the fork. It's even a little device, like a wooden device, but it's the same. You see the fork worked perfect. You just do it one after the other, and it's very quick. And you always put a bit of flour to avoid to. So what's the idea of pass it through the fork? That the gnocchi gonna get a bit of sauce inside. You know, if it is squares, the sauce gonna go around and gonna rebalar. You know, it's gonna go out. But in this case, because it have this little kind of shape, it's gonna get more pastry, okay, than a normal square. Okay, so that's it. You have it there, then you put it in aside, you put, and you leave it there. Not to dry, you have to do it as quick you can. It will lose a bit the shape, of course, and it's no problem at all. Okay, another tip about the sauce. In this case, we're gonna do a sauce, tomato sauce, and I'm gonna give you, it's super easy, no, tomato sauce. You start always with the onion, a bit of garlic, onion, tra. You make the onions translucent, and then you start to put different things. In this case, I put crochet, then I put red wine, and I leave the red wine to evaporate. You always want to put the red wine at the beginning because you want to evaporate all the alcohol. You don't like we don't want the sauce to have taste of alcohol at all. What we want is the richness of the red wine. So we evaporate the wine. Then I start to put, I put a lot of sauce because I don't have any ragu like meat or anything, so I want like to be rich in the sauce. Then I put the tomato from perita. I always try to put not the chop it, because the chop it have a lot of bad part of the tomato. I took the plum tomato. I cut it very finely, put it in the sauce, reduce the sauce to get more the flavors. I put a little bit also of a cube of organic stock, vegetable stock, to incentivize a little bit the vegetable side. And then I reduce it and I cook it for about 1 hour. And then I keep it very low fire, and then I turn it off the fire, and I leave it there. Have you noticed that sometimes you do a recipe and the following day is better than the previous one? It's not because you're more hungry, maybe it is, but it's because when you reduce and leave some foods like this sauce to rest, you intensify the flavors. So what I'm going to do later is do another 20 minutes of cooking in a very low fire. So we have the sauce ready, and then the only thing we need to do is we're going to put a big pan, very big pan, with a bit of salt. We're going to leave it to boil very well, and then we're going to reduce a little bit the fire, and we're going to put the gnocchis. Just throw it inside a big pan, and as soon the gnocchi float, then we're going to take it out and we're going to serve it and eat it immediately. Okay, so that's what we have for main. For the second, we have a kind of a tiramisu, but it's with lemon. So basically, it's a lemon curd, a mascarpone, a whipped cream, and sponge fingers. We're going to cut it, put all together, put a little bit of liquor on top, put some strawberries to decorate, and that's going to be our dessert. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I hope you do the gnocchis, and I see you next Wednesday in the lights, and I hope you come to share our day.